Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
You can hear some more activity from some of the tents, so it sounds like there are more of them that are still getting ready.
I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern.
7 of them step outside. All but 1 got caught in the hypnotic pattern. Aslo, you take 7 points of damage.
I am down.
19 to hit.
Your minimum damage brings him down.
10.
Your second swing brings down the big brute. Only one of the other bandits hits.
19 to hit.
Hit.
9 damage.
That brings him down.
22.
That drops him. He had 1 hit point left. 2 bandits have fled, and you have wiped out the rest of the camp.
Let's sweep the camp.
Let's administer first aid to Aslo.
Please help.
Were you a prisoner of theirs?
Yes, they kidnapped me.
You were with the caravan?
Yes. Did you see them? Are they okay?
They hopefully are okay.
I didn't expect to run into wandering heroes.
Yeah, nobody ever does. What can we say?
You mount the horses and set off for the waylaid caravan on the road. The journey goes somewhat slowly as you are leading all of the horses and the wagon and everything through the woods, basically. But you do, after a few hours, make it back to where you last saw the campsite.
And do we last still see the campsite?
You do again see the campsite.
All right. Phew, that's a relief.
Guess it would be hard for them to move very far, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a fire going anymore because it's already early morning and looks like, actually it's at this point late morning, and they look like they're just a couple of people there talking and in some sort of argument back there.
Oh. Quick, everybody puff out your chests valiantly as we ride forth.
Already puffed, Shama.
What kind of argument? Is it heated?
You can't hear at this distance.
Oh.
You can barely see them. It just seems like they're having a heated discussion.
Beneath the thundering of the horses as we ride triumphantly forth.
It seems like the perfect kind of discussion for us. Eh, guys?
That's
Hey.
right. Perfect
That's our
thing for the
favorite.
AAA team to provide a solution, a complex solution. A complex solution for an innovative problem.
You ride up towards the camp, and as you get within earshot of them, you see the 2 men stop arguing and turn towards you. At first, they look frightened as seeing this group of horsemen riding up to them, but then they see behind you Danette, and as soon as they see her, they get all excited and start running towards you.
Huzzah!
Hello there.
We are bandits. We killed the other bandits and we've come back to take the rest of your stuff. Yay!
No, don't listen to him. Ignore everything he says. We are here as your friends. We've come to return your loved one to you and be your heroes.
For one small recurring payment.
A low monthly subscription fee
A monthly lifetime subscription fee.
of 19.95 golds.
And if you don't pay, then you just come and kidnap the girl again?
Yeah.
Yep,
Now we're
as soon
going
as
to
you stop
kidnap
paying
her
us.
again and take her away till you pay us.
But we'll treat her, like, really well. Like, we'll take her out for dinner or something. Like, while we wait for you to
Yeah.
get the money.
Yeah, ice cream even.
Yeah, she will come to no harm.
We're not the kind of, like, kidnappers where we put the bag over the head and everything. Like, we're by the book.
We're just extortionists. It's fine.
But any money that you spend on her will be an additional fee.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, we gotta make our money somehow. Come on, guys. Cut us some slack, really.
It's like you look at a tab, it's like we take her out for lobster dinner, but we're the ones that get the lobsters.
She just gets the bread rolls.
Yeah. You give her the scraps. In addition to the exorbitant interest rates we'll be charging for late payments.
Yes, we are the AAA team.
Yeah, none of that is true. We are actually your heroes. Pleased to meet you.
Right. We are here to deliver her, and here's our business card while we're at it.
One of them seems to almost completely ignore you and just run straight through to where Danette is. And Danette hops down off of the wagon, and you see the 2 of them embrace. Like, oh, Father, I'm so glad to be back. Oh, I was so worried, Danette. Tell me, are you all right? Yes, these men here saved me. They killed all of the bandits.
Tokus has a little tear.
They killed all the bandits right in front of my eyes. That was
And literally in front of my face. I think I have blood splatters on me from it.
Yeah.
I'll probably never get over the trauma that it caused. I'll never be the same again.
I already have PTSD. Okay, I try to do the thing where the horse bucks up on his back legs and goes, "Ree!" like, rears to look heroic, but then I just fall off the horse.
I was going to say make an animal handling check.
Yeah, no, I fail my animal handling check on purpose.
Voluntarily.
Then I stand up and dust off my trousers. I say, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you were arguing about something. Resolving disagreements happens to be one of my specialities." And ours, actually. We are the AAA team.
Or we could argue with you. That's fine, too.
Yeah, we could also join in, whichever you prefer.
Well, the other man who didn't run to his daughter says that, we were just trying to decide what to do now. We've been wondering all night. Should we go to town and try to find someone to help? Should we run after her and see if we could save her ourselves? I mean, how can we move the wagons without any of our animals?
Well, seems that we've done all the hard work for you. Problem solved.
And I very much appreciate it. I'm so thankful to all of you. Is there anything that we can do for you?
Why, yes, there is. Aslo?
Yeah, we'll let Aslo take this one.
I can think of about maybe 50 things you could do for us. They're really small. They're really, really small, I promise.
50 to 100-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a suggested donation.
Yeah.
No, please, we couldn't possibly take your money. That would be far too much to ask. We're just humble, kind servants. But if you decide to, it's fine. We'll take it. I mean, we're not going to argue with you.
Clearly you are but poor merchants with wagons loaded down with goods that you intend to sell. So we would not presume that you would have the funds to make a small donation to our cause.
Guys, actually there is something we can ask.
Oh?
We could squeeze them for information and Tokus goes private eye investigator mode. Even though it's isn't it bright daylight right now?
Yeah, it's late morning.
It's the morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you're in the forest, so it's always kind of dark here, but yeah, it's 10 or 11 in the morning.
And while we're at it, we could ask them for a ride.
That's a good point.
We could?
We did not bring our mounts, so...
Oh, yeah.
Wait, but weren't you just on Taily?
No, we're not...
We
we're not,
rode their horses back.
Yeah.
Oh, could we borrow your horses and your wagons and everything, even though you probably need them?
Or could we just hitch a ride in the back? Promise we won't steal anything.
Yeah, honestly, that would be more than enough. In addition to the 50 little things that Aslo's talking about, could you just help us out and maybe we have some questions for you?
Of course, we'd be happy to give you a ride as soon as we hitch all the horses up and make sure everything's repaired and ready to go.
Perfect.
Certainly we've earned your trust by returning that one's daughter, right? I mean, we're not going to turn out to be more bandits.
Definitely not.
Promise. Even though we look a little bit shady, especially that one, and Tokus points at Shaba. But, yeah.
Just to double check, which way are you going?
We are headed east.
Okay.
There's a couple of small villages along the way that we'd like to stop at over the next few days. Where are you headed?
Also east, right, guys?
Also east. And then south? Question mark?
I use my rangery skills to remember which direction that we're going in.
The road kind of goes southeast, more east than south.
More or less, we are also going in that direction.
This road won't take you directly to that town unless they choose to go off to the side towards it, but it's not far off of the main road.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Good.
So, of course, you're welcome to join us. Enest over there has a little bit more for you as well. And you see the Danette's father, apparently called Enest, turns back towards everyone and says, Yes, I was just thinking of what sort of reward I might be able to scrounge up. And he pulls out a small pouch of coins and hands it over to you.
Ooh.
Ah, wow. You don't have to, but it's okay. We'll accept it. It's very kind of you. How much is in this small pouch?
You open it up and you find 20 gold pieces.
Hey,
So,
not bad.
Are you having some sort of change of heart moment, Aslo? Some of the language you've been using makes me wonder, do you have a soft spot for women being rescued or damsels in distress or something?
I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. Some repressed feeling that I have to deal with and get rid of so I can get back to my normal self.
Yeah, it's like Aslo always says, the best kind of money is other people's money.
That's what my grandpappy used to say.
The best kind of money is other people's money that becomes your money.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's all about using other people's money when it's not his money.
Right.
Something like that.
The merchants all gather up the horses and wagons and everything and start hitching everything up. It'll probably take about half an hour of just getting everything ready to go. And they say you're welcome to ride in the front of the wagons with them. At least 2 of you can, because there's not enough room for all 3 of you in the fronts of the wagons. So one person sits in the back with the goods.
Yeah, I feel like I'll take up too much room. I'm going to sit in the back.
That's good. You can help protect the rear, too.
That's true. I can keep an eagle eye out for bandits.
And then while we ride, we can use that opportunity to do Tokus's idea and get some info from them.
Okay. You're riding along. They share some of their trail rations with you. Loaf of old bread, some dried fruits and jerky and such. And just have a chat over their lunch as they ride. So what did you want to ask?
And lembas bread.
The lembas bread.
Yes.
You go first, Tokus. I feel like you know what you want to ask.
I will make an ask check. My charisma stinks.
This is known.
All right. I would like to know what you guys have seen as you left town. Any sort of shady figures about. Whoa! Natural 20! Whoa! What a waste of a 20! I know what they had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that a metal die you're holding there, Tokus?
Oh.
Why, yes.
Oh my goodness, that's such a beautiful
Yes,
die. Where did you
it
get
is.
that?
Well, I got this beautiful die from a little website called metallicdicegames.com.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
The craftsmanship looks impeccable.
Are metal dice the only type of dice that Metallic Dice Games sells?
So that's a great question, Jay. I'm so glad that you asked. So metal dice, hollow metal dice, which kind of jingle together as you shake them up.
Wow.
I know, right? Plastic, which most dice are made of plastic. They also have resin, wooden.
Oh my gosh.
Unicorn dice and...
I actually like the gemstones.
Oh, how could I forget the gemstone dice? Yes!
I think the lapis lazuli looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw those. Those are sweet.
Those are made out of actual gemstones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
That's crazy.
real gem. Yeah, real gemstone.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So one final question for you, Sean, a.k.a. Tokus, a.k.a. Sean. If I were to buy a set of dice of my very own from metallicdicegames.com.
Or like a dice tower or a dice bag? or
Yeah,
anything?
dice bag, dice trays. Would I have to pay full price?
Absolutely not. Type in DGP10 when you go to checkout.
What does the 10 stand for?
That it's a 10% off discount.
All right.
Wow.
So go check it out, metallicdicegames.com. Use code DGP10 to get 10% off your order.
But yeah, you're getting along well with them. They, of course, are happy to tell you anything they can that would be helpful. They say, we haven't really seen many travelers. The rain kept a lot of people back in town. I imagine they're starting to set out again now that the rains have let up. But we heard stories about all sorts of bandits along these roads and had the misfortune of running into some of them.
Bandits.
But other than that, we haven't really seen anyone along the way.
Well, thanks for the good conversation. These things usually don't go so well for me, so this really helped my self-image.
change.
So, yeah. So thanks for that. Thanks for the...
You succeeded in small talk.
All right.
Did it.
You've solved my small talk puzzle.
That's a big step for Tokus.
It is. It's huge.
Yeah, it really is. So I kind of whisper over with you, Alslo. Is there a possibility that the rain and the bandits could set back the meeting?
I don't know. I feel like cultists are not known for being wimpy about stuff like that. I feel like they're pretty diehard people. Actually, well, literally, lots of death and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't think they're gonna care.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like they can just update their Facebook event notification and say canceled due to rain.
Oh, Shaba! And your head pokes out of the wagon.
Whoa, where'd you come from? He leans all the way over the back of the cart.
Yeah, I'm actually talking from the back. No, but I'm talking out of character.
Or you're just
also.
on top of the covered wagon, just laying over top of it.
What else do we want to ask them?
What? You want to ride my 20 a little longer? I don't know if that's how that works.
I mean, you got to, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that I asked them all that I should ask Aslo while I'm in the middle of my small talk 20?
You only asked them one question.
I would ask you, like, is there anything else weird been going on around here lately?
Okay, so you asked them about any other weird things. Some people back in town were getting suspicious about travelers this way, but, I mean, there's always strange folks coming in and out of port towns, so didn't think too much about it.
True.
What do you mean? Oh, I'm not there.
Well, you can hear him when he's talking out loud to the...
What do you mean by strange folk? Well, strange how?
Oh, I didn't pay too much attention to the rumors. I think they're making a big deal out of nothing. It seemed like they just didn't think that normal people would be heading this way under the current circumstances with, the orcs so nearby and all that. But, I mean, we're headed this way, and we're just a couple of merchants. Granted, we probably should have taken some guards along with us. That would have helped a bit, but don't usually need to along these roads.
Well, now you've got built-in guards.
Actually, you can hire us as guards if you want. Then we'll actually defend you if something bad does happen. But in the current package that you have, the freemium version, like the Damage Guild Lite or the AAA Team Lite, you don't get any of those features. You do get our fun banter and maybe some of Shaba's tracking skills because we do want to actually get to the destination. But as far as like defending, it's not included.
I can track you right down that dusty old road with the best of them. Now I sound like Glumgrief.
They're just morphing into one character. Shaba, you're growing a dwarfish beard. I don't know if you realize. You should probably shave.
Developing a southern accent for some reason. By the way, we're referencing our bonus campaign that was Patreon exclusive, just so you know. Check us out, patreon.com/damageguild.
Otherwise, yeah, I'd say we just ride along.
You're riding along through the forest. It should only take you think, another few hours total to make it to the town, Oakfeld. If there's anything else that you want to ask, feel free to ask now. Otherwise, we can just say that you arrive, and they drop you off at the town.
Let's say that.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. The merchants are happy to take a slight detour off the road and go over to Oakfeld, drop you off, before turning around and heading back on their normal route.
Oh, is there any reason why you hadn't intended to stop at Oakfeld proper? Is it not a good town for trading and merchantry?
Well, look around. You can see for yourself there's hardly anything here. You see, Oakfeld is, in fact, a very tiny village. You see, it consists of an inn and stables, handful of shops, and a few farms along the outside. This is also out past the forest, so trees are sparser here.
Okay. I ask him just briefly, are you familiar with Oakfeld at all? Have you been to this town before?
Oh, I've stopped by once or twice, but they don't tend to buy my sorts of goods.
I see. Well, let's just say that you were planning a large event in this town for some strange reason. Say a wedding or a family reunion. Where would be the place? Like, if you wanted to book the place for an event like that, what would you do in this town as far as facilities?
As far as I know, there's really only one place where you could stay. There's the inn right there.
The one with the big sign that says the Felled Oak?
Actually, it doesn't say anything. You see, the inn sign has an oak tree lying on its side next to a stump.
You mean the one with the sign that says the Felled Oak? All right. It's all starting to make sense now. I mean, it was great meeting you. We're glad we were able to save the life of your precious daughter. And we pray many years of happiness and good sales ahead for the lot of you. Thank you for experiencing the AAA team.
We hope you've enjoyed your AAA team experience. Please exit the building at the rear doors in the back.
Please fill out the questionnaire provided.
Yeah, the questionnaire is what I was going to say, the exit survey.
If there's anything we can do better next time to serve you.
But please be sure to still give us 5 stars. That's the thing, like all the companies like plant that in your mind. They're like, please give us 5 stars. But if there's anything that you didn't like, please be willing to tell us that. It's like,
right, yeah. Just contact us directly and don't leave that in the review.
Don't leave that in our Nelp page.
on our Nelp page.
On our Nelp page. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for the lift.
And you as well. Neros must have been watching over us to have us cross paths.
Pretty sure it was Kavaki, but we'll agree to disagree there.
Well, see you later.
Or perhaps Aldona's guidance over our travels.
Again, I'm going to go with Kavaki on this one, but, everybody's entitled to their own beliefs.
So, yes, you see the felled oak in front of you in the town of Oakfeld.
Seems we're in the right place, boys.
There are not very many people out in the town proper. You see several farmers working out in the fields and so on, trying to gather in the last of the harvest. People probably are mostly either inside or out of sight off in the distant fields somewhere. At this point, it's late afternoon, so what do you want to do? The meeting is tonight at midnight.
Oh, boy.
What do you think we should do, Aslo?
I guess we should get a feel for our surroundings first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's not much to feel out. It's a small town.
But at least knowing the area around the inn, just for the sake of tactics, let's put it that way.
That's
just
true.
In case we need to know. We'll just take a quick sweep of the town and kind of get our bearings.
Yeah, I like that.
Get the lay of the land. And then we'll go inside the inn. Once we familiarized ourselves with the various locations.
So you walk around town, see a few houses. It looks like it's not a particularly wealthy town, so the houses here are just old wooden or wattle and daub houses, thatched roofs mostly. Well, the inn is a 2-story building constructed of solid oak, and it seems to be one of the sturdier and perhaps wealthier buildings in the town. Adjacent to the inn are the stables, and you can see there are actually quite a few horses in the stables at the moment. Seems like they're almost full.
That is perhaps unsurprising.
There's a blacksmith, there's a cobbler, there's a cooper, all of the typical...
Candlestick maker.
Chandler, you mean?
Oh, for our listeners, what's the Cooper? And not surely not Sean Abrams, a.k.a. Tokus. Like, surely just for our listeners, what's a Cooper do?
Okay, so cobbler is a shoemaker, cooper is a barrel maker, chandler is a candlestick maker.
But I thought cobbler was a delice.
It's a delicious pie-like dessert.
Yeah, cobbler is a pie maker.
So what is the Cooper?
Cooper is a barrel
Cooper's
maker.
a barrel maker.
Oh.
Cobbler makes shoes. And a chandler is a candler. He makes chandeliers.
Makes candles.
Dangly chandlers.
Oh,
Candler.
dude, chandler and chandelier. It all makes sense now.
Yep.
Whoa. Never thought about that before.
So if you have a friend named Chandler, that means they're descended from a long line of candlesmiths.
Well, that'll be really helpful because my buddy Zach is dating a girl named Chandler, but the only reference I can think of is that they're from Friends, like that she would make a good friend. Because Chandler from Friends.
Oh.
A friend, yeah.
But she's a girl.
Is she a chandler?
A Chandler?
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to use that, so I appreciate having the reference. I'll, pronounce her name weird, and then, your name comes from, you make candles, right? You like candles? What girl doesn't like candles,
That's true.
That's how I'm going to introduce myself to my buddy's girlfriend. It's going to go great.
That's it. Yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong with that introduction.
Yeah, that's not stereotyping at all.
Do I have the same charisma value in real life?
Debatable.
Debatable.
Yeah.
No comment.
I always thought it was a +2, but maybe it was a -2.
Let's scope out specifically just the outside of the building itself. Let's get a count on windows, doors. If there's a cellar door, check out the second floor, how far it is from the ground. Just every bit of detail we can get without looking weird and suspicious.
Yeah, Tokus, I'm going to need you to assess the structural integrity of the building. Look for any faults or weaknesses.
Should we just get the blueprints? Let's just ask the owner for the blueprint.
Yeah, I'm sure they just have them laying around.
All right, if you have any skill or tool proficiencies you'd like to use in this, let me know. Describe what you're doing.
Go for it, Tokus. Use your gnomish proficiency with engineering.
I would like to investigate the building.
Do you have any kind of tool proficiency?
Oh.
Yeah, or you get something as a gnome, I don't remember what.
My tool proficiencies, besides alchemist, I have tinker tool proficiency. Jeweler's tools, that's irrelevant. It would be the tinker's tools.
I'm proficient with mason's tools, so theoretically I would know something about stonemasonry, right?
That's true.
I am a pretty stony person.
Yeah, although it is a wooden building. Okay, so just give me your investigation checks, I guess. See if you notice anything unusual.
17.
That's a 10 for Aslo.
15 for Shaba.
You try to casually walk around the inn and examine it.
Yes.
Does not look sketchy?
It looks like a pretty normal building. The structure itself seems fairly standard. It's about 20 feet high. It has a shallow sloped roof. It has windows along the second floor. It looks like it's probably one per room, maybe has 8 to 10 rooms in total.
You talking like salt box, or is it like a cool L-shape structure?
Salt box?
Salt box meaning just like a big rectangle.
Yeah.
It's kind of an L shape, so there's the front walk-in main common area, and then all of the rooms extend along the back.
Cool.
Or at least that's what you would assume. You're not really sure because for some reason every single window is shuttered at the moment, and so you can't see inside.
Okay.
And that is probably the most suspicious thing that you notice with your investigation checks.
Yeah, I think that would still sort of make sense for an inn. Most people, staying in the room at night would want to keep the shutters closed.
Yeah, and the fact that it's getting colder, so they don't want to keep in as much heat as possible, but it still strikes you as a little bit odd that every single one is shuttered.
Yeah.
True.
I wonder if the cult rented out this entire place. I mean, they must have the means.
Do we know what time the meeting starts?
Yes, midnight.
Midnight.
Ah,
Yes.
that's right. I remember exactly.
Why don't we saunter on in there?
Do we need to, make any pit stops first, a bathroom break, or grab some Slim Jims or anything?
I'm good. I mean,
Go to the outhouse behind the inn.
yeah, I think that will.
right.
They should have refreshments within.
Just a quick Sean observation. There's so much detail going into this investigation of the building. We're getting a really, really good description of it. It sounds less like where we're going to lay our heads and more like where the next encounter is happening.
Well, we asked for the detailed information, and we made pretty good checks.
And I'll give you as many details as you ask for on pretty much anything.
Yeah, okay.
We were the ones who decided to scope it out.
Well, I just fear that the bandits, they're onto us.
All right, let's go in with our swords drawn.
Yeah, let's burst through the doors. Ha! Have at thee! I think we should mosey on in like in the Old West saloons with the swinging doors, and all they see is our silhouettes outside as we, with our thumbs through our belt loops.
I will also say that the building looks very sturdy due to its oak construction. Like there's probably thick wooden beams and supports everywhere. So it would be hard to burst through or knock it down or burn it down or anything.
Yeah, the felled oak. I wonder if it's a similar lore as Hamel's Rock, where it was about just a tree that fell on some guy, and they just built the inn on top of it.
Now, point of bookkeeping order here. I still have some stuff marked off, I guess, from our combat with the bandits. Did we rest? Did we get a long rest in?
You have not had a long rest. I would say that your ride could count as part of that, and you haven't done anything strenuous since then, so if you sit around for another 3 or 4 hours, then we'll count that as a long rest.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so then I burst through the door into the inn and say, "Show us to your nearest bed. We need to sleep right now."
Weapons drawn?
Yeah. No, not weapons drawn.
Is that what you actually do?
Yes. Except I don't...
Not weapons
except
drawn,
about yeah, no weapons drawn, and not the bursting in part, but I do say we would like a room for the night, please. Sir or madam.
All right, well, you reach for the handle and try to open the door, but surprisingly it's locked.
Huh.
We give it a little...
More fun than a barrel of hobgoblins. The Damage Guild Podcast.
The Damage Guild Podcast. That was my really poor impression of the guy that we got to do those voiceovers for us. Listen, if you want us to have more quality voiceovers, you're tired of listening to the same voiceover over and over again, that is the very first milestone that we have for the Patreon program, which we are on our way to reaching. Patreon.com/DamageGuild. You can find out more about our Patreon program and help us get to that awesome milestone of ordering up some more sweet, sweet voiceovers. So if you have perhaps ideas for things that would make for an interesting voiceover segue, you can share those on our social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Now, are you some sort of social media guru? Do you already have tons of followers on your accounts that you think could, or maybe not that many followers, but do you have people that you think could be interested in the Damage Guild podcast on your socials? If you would kindly do us a favor and retweet any post of ours you think is worthy of a share, and we would humbly accept such a gesture with the utmost grace and our sincerest thanks. I know you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, Sean, when can you please get back to the episode? We're going to do that right now.
This is the Damage Guild podcast.
Knock on the door. About 10 seconds later, you see a little window flap slides open in the door.
Little eye slit.
The eye slit. Apologies, sirs, but the inn is closed for the day.
Oh, undergoing renovations. Right, understood.
I get my eyes real close to the door slit, and I say, the darkest dawn follows the meanest night. And then I get it right, though. I actually say.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't offer you any rooms.
I'm certain I don't know what you're talking about.
The inn has been completely booked. I don't have any rooms. I'm sorry, everything's taken up. You'll have to find somewhere outside of town, or maybe you can sleep with one of the other villagers.
I don't think that's going to work for us.
Well, couldn't we just have your bed? And Tokus, starts reaching for his rapier. This is a holdup. We want your bed. Or else.
Yeah, I say, let me rephrase what I said earlier. And again, I bring my eyes real close to his eyes in the slit, and I say, the brilliant dawn follows the deepest night. Does that do it for you?
He just gives you a very confused look. I'm sorry, but we're all booked.
Are you the owner of this establishment?
I am?
Well,
I'd like to see your manager.
I would like to talk to someone who is responsible for booking this inn.
And we'd like to ask him the same riddle.
There's no one person responsible for it. I mean, they just kind of...
So this wasn't a group function? This was several individual people that came in separately?
Yes, every room is full. I mean, I suppose if you want a meal, I might be able to scrounge something up. I mean, most of my food supply is already spoken for as well, but...
that would be wonderful. We would gladly accept a nice warm meal.
Guys, this is maybe an opportunity. He said we could maybe stay with one of the other residents. We cut their room rent down, right? We'll pay half, and then we get to ask them your little riddle, Shaba, and see if maybe there's some of our, future brethren.
He meant staying with one of the villagers who had their own house outside, not staying with someone in the inn.
Yeah, not in the inn.
Oh.
But let's get inside first, and then see what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose if you're out before dinner time, then we'll be able to serve you. But we won't have enough room in the common room if everyone else comes down for dinner and you're also in here, so I had closed up early just to try to keep that from happening.
All right.
We can take a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get out of your hair. Don't worry.
All right. The eye slit slides closed, and you can hear him grumbling a little bit as he unlatches the door and opens it up for you. Come on in. And he gestures towards the table.
Ah, many thanks, good sir.
I don't know why innkeeps don't like us. It's strange.
I'm just a little bit worried about running out of food. I've got so many guests that were unexpected.
I see.
That's all right. 2 of us don't eat very much.
Are we unlocking a mini quest? The hunt for some food.
Yeah, fetch more food for the innkeep.
Can we go to the local farm and pick you up some eggs and milk?
I have my regular supplies and orders coming in. It's just that it's barely enough to keep up with my current tenants here.
Well, you won't use any extra spices on this one's account, and I point toward Tokus.
It's true.
If you're standing in the common room, you see several tables, circular tables are scattered throughout the middle, along with rectangular tables set up near windows along the outside. There's not really a bar here, but there is kind of a counter where it looks like it might take payments or orders or something. And you can see staircase leading up to the second floor against one wall, and hallways leading back towards the rooms, and another door behind the counter that presumably leads to the kitchen. There's also a large fireplace built towards the back end of the common room, such that it's in the center of the whole inn. And then the chimney extends up through the middle of the roof.
Wow. It's pretty dramatic. And then the entire room is empty, but for the innkeeper and us?
Well, you see a couple other people that are getting things ready, setting dishes out on tables and cleaning things up, but you don't see anyone who looks like a guest.
That was kind of the vibe that I was expecting, was a preparatory. I think everyone else is getting primped and curled and putting their makeup on and so forth for the night's festivities.
Is there going to be a ball?
Are we having a fancy dinner dance party?
He leads you over to one of the tables near the door and says, I'll take your order. What would you like? He lists off a few simple meals.
I'll have some chicken.
I'll have the roast pheasant, please.
Sure, I should be able to get some of those.
Tokus will have the fish sticks. The children's menu. From the children's menu.
Children's meal.
Dad, I'm old enough to order for myself now. Why are you always embarrassing me?
Would you like it with ketchup or tartar sauce?
Yeah, you want some ketchup on that?
How plain is tartar sauce? Doesn't it have like a little horseradish mixed in? I wonder how Tokus would feel about the horseradish.
That's like mayonnaise and relish, basically, is tartar sauce.
And then, what's the cocktail sauce is what has horseradish in it. Cocktail sauce is basically just ketchup and horseradish. And then for my badger here, he will have the turkey leg, please.
How did that thing get in here?
Oh, I didn't see you had such a large furry friend.
Well, I am a ranger. I'm the woodsy type, so I make friends with animals. It's okay. The reaction is the same everywhere we go. I'm used to it. Feel free to express your disgust in whichever way makes you feel most comfortable.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a running theme throughout all the peoples that we meet across the land.
I will have the kitchens fix up your meals, and I encourage you to eat quickly and be on your way, because I really think this place will be full soon.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Very well, I understand.
Imagine so.
So you can pick a price from 4 to 8 copper, depending on how much you want to eat.
4.
Aslo, party gold?
Each?
Yeah, each.
Yeah, party gold. That's fine.
All right. Party gold it up.
All right, I'll just do 3 silver.
As soon as he walks back to put our orders in, I go over to one of the people who is setting up.
Okay, it's typical barmaid type woman. She's probably early 20s, hasn't the apron and dress and everything.
Okay, so everybody who's in the room setting up looks like they work here, like they're employees of the inn.
Yeah, there's like a busboy, the barmaid, someone who's older, and probably the owner's wife, you would guess.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. I say, excuse me,
Yes.
I couldn't trouble you for a chamber pot, could I? Do you perhaps have one upstairs that I could use?
Excuse me?
There's one in each of the rooms, but I'm afraid you're going to have to go outside to the outhouse.
Are you sure I couldn't just run upstairs really quickly? It's kind of an emergency.
I'm sorry, all of our rooms are taken. You'll have to go outside.
I just run upstairs.
Shava, we've had this conversation before. You have to learn how to hold it.
Just, sir, please stop.
I just keep running.
Yeah, he's hard to stop once he gets going. You gotta just let him.
He's like Juggernaut. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I go around whatever corner I have to be hidden from view from downstairs, and then I knock on the first door that I see.
Okay. Everyone downstairs is running up after you.
Wow. They're really adamant about it. Whatever it is.
Dedicated employees.
Yeah.
They just like drop all the plates and like forks and knives that are setting up.
Someone went upstairs. Oh no.
Well, you're headed up to the rooms, and
Yeah.
you don't have a room here.
Intruder! We only trusted them in this one room. Stop
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Oh no, he's going to do something. All right, so I knock on the first door that I see.
Right, you knock on the door. The door opens a crack at just about the same time as the owner's wife reaches you at the top of the stairs.
Okay. I put my head into the crack of the door and I say, "The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night. The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night. You gotta believe me. You gotta believe me. I'm telling the truth."
Over the woman's flustered voice as she tries to stop you and bring you back downstairs, the only response you hear is, "Now's not the time."
Oh, All right, I turn
The
around
door
and...
closes again.
Okay, I turn around and say, I'm sorry, I just really need to use the potty, if you know what I'm saying. I just got really confused, and then I run back downstairs and go outside and pretend to use the outhouse, and then I come back in, 20 minutes later.
Your food is sitting on the table cold.
Wow, Shaba, you really had to go, huh?
Let me tell you, Aslo, it's been an eventful trip. My stomach's not really doing the best. But I'm now ready to eat. That's the good news. And it looks like the food's piping hot.
Well, it was.
Well, it looks like the food's piping cold, and I'm still hungry, so...
That's like piping lukewarm, I'd say.
All right. So Stripey eats the entire turkey leg, just gobbles it down, pun intended.
Yeah, bone and all.
Yeah, and then I eat half of my chicken and then give the other half to him because he's still hungry. Like you do.
He's a growing boy.
He is. He's a growing
big stripey boy, aren't you?
He is.
It seem to be getting bigger and bigger as the days pass.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
It is quite frightening, yeah. He's about twice my size now. So after the barmaid walks away, I lean in close and I say, Shabazz, what did you figure out?
They don't want us to say the password until midnight.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does, kind of, right?
We probably should have just waited till then.
We probably should have waited till midnight, but I wasn't sure if they were going to let us in, because it seems like they're not going to let us in, though.
But they're probably going to have to all meet somewhere, so we'll, go wherever they go to meet, here, maybe, and then say the password.
Yeah, but I thought they were already in here, and everybody who has a room is the only people who are allowed to meet. But maybe you're right. Maybe there's more people coming.
That's why I was wondering if there's, some kind of cellar or something.
Actually, you did not see any cellar doors looking around the outside, which is perhaps a little bit unusual for an inn of this size. But, it could easily just be inside also.
Okay. Did we pass any, alcoves or hallways or trapdoors in the floor as we were on our way in?
Not that you noticed.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to at least look around from our seat. If not, try to find an opportunity to get up and check around the inside of the building, see if there's any passageways or anything we've missed, and also check if there are any inconsistencies between the layout of the inside of the building and what we saw on the outside.
Secret rooms.
Okay.
Tokus, will you draw out a diagram to scale?
Yeah, do you want me to just draw the blueprint of the building?
Yeah, just do that by, you're a good drawer and you can eyeball these sorts of things.
All right, let me see what I come up with. Well, what is this modified by? I rolled a 7.
This is probably another investigation check for whoever's actually getting up and looking around.
Well, okay. Well, that would be 14 for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, Tokus.
Okay, so you wait for an opportunity when everyone has left the common room, and you stand up and try to scout around. It looks pretty straightforward. Without actually going into any of the other rooms, you can walk to the back of the common room where there's the big chimney there. Looking to your right, there's a hallway that has doors lining both sides, and up the stairs, it was the same thing, just a hallway with doors on both sides. It looks like anything other than just guest rooms would be behind the counter, the door leading to kitchen and whatever else is back there. And it seems like it all matches up with the outside layout.
So Tokus sees all that?
Yep.
I see it and I write it down.
We should give your drawing to the owner as a gift for our gratitude in taking us in and giving us a meal.
They might be creeped out that I have a replica of the layout of the building. In a really, really nice, architectural draft drawing.
Either creeped out or very appreciative.
Yeah. You can make a quick artist rendering, an isometric one on the back, and then give that to him as something to frame on the wall.
Okay, well, so apparently I spent all this work to give the owner a free drawing, and I say, I made this for you.
Even better.
Odds of being creeped out, slowly growing higher.
Yeah, that just made the whole thing worth it.
I don't think you have time while the room is empty to actually make this sketch. You can look around and see that the layout matches, but there's not much point in drafting it up when so obvious.
We'll have to spend lots of time on it and bring it back to him later.
So you've been in there for about 35 minutes or so. Everyone else is probably done eating before Shaba came back in. But now that he's also done.
After Stripey finishes chewing on the wishbone and swallows the last of it, we'll take our leave and give the innkeeper our thanks.
Okay, so you then excuse yourselves from the inn without further trouble.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I don't know. We should probably cause a little bit more trouble.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to, if I may, as we're sitting there eating, I would like to spend 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic, if you'll allow it, PM Thane.
10 minutes to cast it. They're going to notice you sitting there performing a ritual to cast magic.
Yep. It aids in his digestion. He does it every single meal. Please, just leave him be.
How elaborate is ritual casting, just out of my curiosity?
There's not really any description of what it entails, but presumably you're doing something with the material components and saying and gesturing and doing whatever.
Like does he have, like, candles, like, set up and just, like,
He like sits
getting
in
in
a little,
touch?
like a pentagram of candles, and then like shakes out a little like skunk fur that he has.
Yeah, throw some bones on the table.
Yeah.
Actually, Detect Magic doesn't have any material components.
Yeah, verbal, somatic. So I'm waving my hands around a little bit. I'm muttering some things, but if they ask, I'm just like, I'm just weird. Just ignore me.
Yeah, I'll give that excuse. I'll just say it's sort of like this little ritual he does sometimes, like after eating or whatever, to center his chi.
Alright. Detect Magic, 30-foot range, blocked by 3 feet of wood, 1 foot of stone.
We're in an inn filled with lots of other people that are going to this cultist thing. Nobody's listening to what I'm saying right now, right? Like, there's bound to be something that you see that maybe we're not supposed to see.
Perhaps. Yeah.
So this is a really clever idea to use Detect Magic. Maybe.
So, looking around the common room, you see no signs of magic in here. Your vision doesn't extend much beyond that into the other rooms from where you are, since you're right next to the door. But if you stood up and walked back, you might be able to see something in the rooms, if there's anything to see.
In the rooms where people are staying?
Yeah. So do you go check out the guest rooms, get a little closer?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
You make it over to about where the fireplace is, and as you do so, you can detect little blips scattered throughout the building of here's something magical, here's something magical, here's something magical. Nothing seems especially overbearing in its strength or anything, but there seems to be quite a collection of magical items spread throughout the inn.
Okay.
Nothing in your scouter above 9,000?
No, definitely not. Yeah, not quite that power level.
Well, we should wait until under the guise of night we can go find those little things, eh, Aslo? Or Tokus walks up and puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "You see stuff, don't you?"
Yes, indeed I do. Now I have a note written here. You can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. But is that only if it's visible, or detect magic visible?
That's part of Detect Magic?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I would interpret that as the object or creature has to be visible, like to the naked eye.
Yeah, so you just knock on people's doors and say room service.
I'm not sure if that's visible as opposed to invisible, like spell effect, or if it's just anything you can see.
Each room is going to fall for it the first time. That's all I'm saying. Like, we just go down the hallway like, room service, and then they're like, who are you?
Yeah, but good luck getting upstairs without them chasing you.
Seriously.
You're going to have to knock out all the barmaids and steal their uniforms.
I'm going to interpret this spell as you have to actually be able to see the item.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense. Either way, I think I've gotten the information we need. So yeah, I go back to them and say, yeah, there's little blips of magic all over this place.
Oh boy, we're in for it.
I think we're in the right place.
Yeah.
So the question is, we have to leave, but how do we get back in?
I think we have to wait till midnight to say the passcode.
That makes sense. Let's do that.
Yeah. Let's knock on the door at 11:45 and see if they'll accept it then. Were there any other doors, or was the front door the only door? Did we see anyone on the door on the back?
There is one door in the back. From the looks of it, it's like a kitchen door where they would go
Like a service entrance or something?
Yeah. Or go to throw out old trash and stuff.
Is there a bunch of old trash in the yard behind it?
Not right next to it, but
In the woods, maybe?
they probably carry it off somewhere and dump it.
I make sure to keep Stripey away from that area.
Do you guys think we should try to stow away instead of getting locked out of the building?
No. I don't think that would be very easy to do.
Okay.
And since Shaba mentions it, I think it will be fairly easy to walk up and say the password.
Yeah. We can stake out the joint and see if other people are doing it, and then follow suit.
Yeah, so I think we're ready to take our leave of the premises.
Definitely.
All right. You take your leave. And you're now outside in the town. It's getting towards evening. It's probably like 6 or 7 o'clock.
Maybe we should finish that long rest.
Yeah, it's already getting kind of dark since it's towards winter.
Let's go camp out in the woods.
Winter is coming.
It is.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll go camp out in the woods, away from prying eyes. We'll finish our long rest, and we'll be well rested and ready for this meeting.
Sure. Okay.
So you find some place in the town to just sit around for the next 5 or 6 hours?
5 hours. We'll go in the woods, and I'll build a little nest.
Yeah, we'll just camp out.
Yeah, camp out.
So you set up your camp, and sure, take your long rest.
Phew.
Hooray!
We've earned it.
You've earned it.
Keep in mind that if you spent your hit dice, you only get half of your levels back
Yeah.
in hit dice.
While we're at it, we could also split up party gold if you guys want to
Hey, party gold.
make things real spicy.
I like party gold.
Yeah, I'm all for getting paid.
Yeah.
It's also a good time to renegotiate
The contract.
the contract.
well, yeah, get that pay raise.
So each of us gets 39 gold pieces.
Wow.
I don't know that a contract is worth very much if it's renegotiated multiple times a week.
Yeah.
69 silver,
Sick.
and 216 copper.
Woohoo.
You're carrying around a lot of copper in your bag there.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
I got 260 copper. And then when we're done with that rest, we will find some place to act casual around town where we can see the inn and try to, figure out what's going on over there.
Okay, I guess you just kind of hang out in front of the town well,
Yeah, sure.
since it's the most open area where you could most easily see the building.
We hang out in front of the town really well.
Yeah. We'll just pass around the well bucket and just casually drink out of it as we're waiting.
I check for crystals first.
Yeah.
So we're just going to loiter?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I mean, I haven't seen a town guard. Have you, Tokus?
So speaking of loitering, so I was visiting some friends like a week ago, and we were having lunch. It was like an IHOP. They had like outdoor seating. And so we're having like breakfast food in the middle of the night. It's great. It was a celebration.
Always good.
Anyway, there was this whole group of people. I thought they were people. Apparently they were high schoolers, but they looked like people the way that they were dressed. And they like had like trucks. They were just like doing their thing, like loitering in the middle of this, like in front of a grocery store.
Yeah.
And like, what is this COVID world coming to?
Yeah.
You know? Just like people like congregating, like making their thing. And I did not realize that they were high schoolers.
Roving bands of teenager.
Irresponsible.
Yeah.
Churlish.
Little hooligans.
Man.
Dressed like full-blown adults, but like clearly were a lot younger.
Yep.
Totally disturbed, threw off my IHOP meal.
Yeah.
You asked for your money back, right?
Well, yeah, I wanted to channel my inner near 30-year-old and like stand up and tell them to get off my
Property, yeah.
get off my lawn.
I can't stand those youths.
I'm trying to enjoy my pancakes. they were really loud.
You whippersnappers.
You think you own this place?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I got an omelet. It was delicious.
We finished resting.
So you head back into town when it's late enough that however long you're sitting around in front of the well, you think you probably won't draw too much suspicion.
Okay.
As you're waiting there, you do see a couple of people walk into town and make their way towards the inn.
Are they carrying chains, perhaps?
No?
And or daggers?
Do they just walk in from, like, the wilderness or the road or the forest?
They come in along the road that you came in on.
Okay.
Okay.
They are wearing black cloaks.
Oh, wow. Out in public, huh?
Could just be normal black cloaks, or they could be the kind that you have. You're not sure.
Yeah.
True. Touche.
You see them knock on the door, and they have a brief interaction with the person on the other side of the door before it opens up and they walk inside.
It's time to pull a Superman, fellas. and I run to the outhouse and shut the door. And I change into my cloak inside and then open the door and jump out and let my cape flutter behind me.
Okay.
I guess we do the same, maybe?
Yeah, I'm just gonna change into my cloak like a normal person would.
Just right out there on the street.
I mean, it's a cloak. You can just kind of put it over whatever you're wearing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what they're made to do.
I just put mine on.
Man.
It's getting chilly out, you gotta keep warm.
Yeah, I help Aslo adjust his.
Come on, you guys.
I don't help Stripey put his cloak on.
I do take out the little mini cloak that I've been sewing for Stripey, and I put it on him.
You have not brought up any mini cloak for Stripey.
No, we talked about that. Because remember, we were talking about how difficult the embroidery was to recreate. So I just made him like a crappy one that tries to look like it, but isn't very good.
Right, so Stripey's going to get kicked out of the convention because they'll figure out that he's not actually a cult member.
No, he'll be in my pack anyway.
So he doesn't know the password.
Well, you have taught him to walk on just his hind legs, right?
Yep.
I think he's a lot bigger than will fit in your pack now. He has grown with his level ups here.
All right, we're going to have to make sure that once we go inside, I'll see if I can casually crack a window to let him in if he needs to come in.
Okay.
We could also just set a rendezvous point back at camp and let him guard it.
We could, but I'd rather have him close by in case things go sour.
Okay.
But Chaba, he could make it sour.
Well, he won't be inside unless we need him.
Okay.
That works.
I guess I'm okay with that.
So you spend a few minutes getting all of your cloaks on, getting your stuff ready. As you're doing that, you spot another guest who approaches from a rather different route. You don't see them coming, but you're suddenly surprised to hear the stable door opening, and you can see someone descends from above on this black beast.
Oh, boy.
Lands in front of the stables and then brings them inside.
Whoa.
Wait, they fly in?
The stable doors open and then the beast flies in?
The stable doors open and then they land in front of the stables and they walk inside. It's not big enough to accommodate something flying like that.
Do we recognize this big black flying thing?
I'm guessing we probably do.
Yes, but once again, it's shadowed from where you are. You could try to get closer and get a better look at it at some point.
We can't get any other details about the way that it walks after it lands?
It doesn't really look horse-like. It's...
By the way, the term for knees that bend backwards like a horse is ungulate. So if it has ungulate legs, that would be an interesting piece of information.
And that's today's vocab words, kids.
Yeah, my legs don't ungulate.
So it does, but it only has two of them.
Okay, that's what I was picturing. Yeah.
Oh, it's an ostrich. Like a big black ostrich.
Sort of. At least in the way that it's walking.
I was picturing more like a big hulking gargoyle type of creature. Something like that.
They could also be ungulated.
It looks maybe more reptilian rather than equestrian.
Okay.
Dude, it's a pterodactyl. Sweet.
It has a short tail, you think, and maybe bat-like wings.
Whoa, dude.
But you can't tell much about its skin, like if it has fur or scales or whatever. You wouldn't know unless you got close.
So, guys,
Yeah.
we might get recognized. Isn't that the one that was like following us
That's
around?
the one.
Like Tokus like covers his head a little bit more with this.
Yeah, that's
his
pretty
hood.
much the one. Everybody pull your hoods up max as far as they go. Yeah.
Yeah, also, what time is it now?
It's like 11:45.
All right.
Okay. If we want some extra cover, we could duck somewhere and I could try and whip up some disguises real quick.
Yeah, that might be good because
Just like face makeup to make us look different.
yeah.
Yes. Can you just like go all like super dark, pitch black? Like, you know how like in the movies when you see like a representation of death with his sickle, how it's just you look into the hood and it's just blackness. I want that to be us.
Yeah.
Or like Blackblade.
Yeah, or like Blackblade.
Yeah, like Blackblade, exactly.
We should have asked her how she does it. Dang it.
Guys, one of the things they're probably going to make us do is have us do like a meet and greet at the beginning of this thing, right?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Like, what if they ask us to like, let down your hoods, brethren?
I don't think he'll do that, but that's a good reason why we should have Aslo's disguises.
Yeah, we should get disguised.
And I take out the boar tusks and put them in my mouth.
Do you wash them first?
No.
Nope. No, thank you. That's all right.
Don't even bother.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I will do that for myself.
Let's just dash behind one of the other nearby buildings, and I'll do some quick makeup work.
Okay. I just want to make myself look not like myself.
Okay, so how heavy are these disguises that we're talking? Are you going to try to change what race you seem to be? Are you trying to just change your facial features so it looks like you're some other halfling?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to make us look like other people.
Well, wait, but don't they know they're looking for 2 short races and a Goliath with a badger?
They're not looking for us here. This is their meeting. They're not expecting us to be here.
Yeah, but they'll recognize us if we're on their hit list.
No, not necessarily.
But how about this? We show up to the door at different times.
We show up separately. Yes.
Yeah. And we act like we don't know each other in the meeting.
Okay, we'll split up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this plan.
In fact, that will allow us to stand in different places in the room and see things from a different perspective.
Yes, good thinking.
That's really smart. I thought we were going to go together because this whole thing makes me nervous, but we should split.
I did too, up until 13 seconds ago. Thane, would you like me to make a check for that?
I think I will make the disguise checks.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want us to know how good or bad, yeah, they are.
If you're making the disguise checks, then we should be able to look at each other and say, yes, that's a good disguise, or no, that's a crappy one. Because we would know if we look like each other or not.
Alright, I will make secret disguise rolls followed by secret perception rolls.
Okay.
So what's your total disguise bonus?
I have a total of +4.
Okay. You spend about 5 minutes or so putting on the disguises. It takes you a while to get Tokus's to a point where you're all satisfied with it. But as far as you can tell, you're each disguised as well as you can be.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we don't want to be late.
That's right.
So who's going first? We're separating.
Why don't the two of you go as one group and I'll go as the other? Do you want me to go first, or do you want to?
I don't know if we should even be grouped. I thought we were going to go completely solo.
I think the two of you should go at the same time.
We only have one invite, though, to the...
You don't have an invite.
There's no invite. It's a password.
Just the password. Okay, cool.
Passphrase.
Yeah, let's definitely split into 3 then.
All right. Who knows the password?
I will take the first one.
Yeah, it'll be you, then Shaba, then me.
Okay, if we're all going separately, everybody tell me what the password is. The passphrase.
Oh,
The night shines brightest right before the dawn. No. Wait, what is
Nope.
it? Brilliant? The dawn is brilliantest right before the dark.
Nope.
I don't
Tokus,
know.
any guesses? All right, Tokus is not getting in. The brilliant dawn follows.
The brilliant dawn
The deepest
follows.
The deepest night.
The deepest,
The
not the
bril-
darkest.
The brilliant
deepest.
dawn
The brilliant dawn follows the deepest
the
night.
deepest
the
night.
deepest night.
We're gonna get in.
The brilliant
guys.
dawn.
We're gonna
The
get
brilliant
in.
dawn
follows
the deepest
the
night.
deepest night.
Okay.
I'm going to make you say this without referencing your notes.
Yes, that's right. Everybody, make sure you got it.
The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night. The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night. Okay. I walk up to the front door of the Feld Oak Inn, made of oak. And I raise my hand, tremblingly, and I knock.